Welcome to Daily Hope from Victory Lutheran Church in Mesa, Arizona. I'm Pastor Steve Lien. As far as Christian festivals go, we have two major ones, Christmas and Easter. Frederick Buechner writes that Christmas has a large and colorful cast of characters, including not only the three principals themselves, but the angel Gabriel, the innkeeper, the shepherd, the heavenly host, the three wise men, Herod, the Star of Bethlehem, even the animals kneeling in the straw. In one form or another, we've seen them represented so often that we would recognize them anywhere. We know about the birth in all its details, as well as we know about the births of ourselves or our children, maybe more so. We've made a major production of Christmas, and as minor attractions, we've added the carols, the tree, the presents, the cards, Santa Claus, Ebenezer Scrooge, and so on. With Easter, it's entirely different. The Gospels are far from clear as to just what happened. It began in the dark. The stone had been rolled aside. Matthew alone speaks of an earthquake. In the tomb, there were two white-clad figures, or possibly just one. Mary Magdalene seems to have gotten there before anyone else. There was a man she thought at first was the gardener, and one account says Peter came too with one of the other disciples. There was the sound of people running, of voices. Matthew speaks of fear and great joy. Confusion was everywhere. But Easter is not a major production at all. And the minor attractions that we've created around it, the bunnies and baskets and bonnets, the dyed eggs, have so little to do with what it's all about that they neither add much nor subtract much. It's not really even much of a story when you come right down to it. And that's, of course, the power of it. It doesn't have the ring of great drama. It has the ring of truth. If the gospel writers had wanted to tell it in a way to convince the world that Jesus indeed rose from the dead, they would presumably have done it with all the skill and fanfare they could muster. Here there's no skill, no fanfare. They seem to be telling it simply the way it was. The narrative is as fragmented, shadowy, incomplete as life itself. But that something unimaginable happened, there can be no doubt. The symbol of Easter is the empty tomb. You can't depict or domesticate emptiness. You can't make it into pageants with string it with lights. It doesn't move people to give presents to each other or sing old songs. He rose. A few saw him briefly and talked to him. If it's true, there's nothing left to say. If it's not true, there's nothing left to say. For believers and unbelievers both, life has never been the same again. And for some, neither has death. Indeed, as Paul writes in 1 Corinthians, death has been swallowed up in victory. Dear, holy, resurrected Jesus, thank you that you have risen from the dead, that you are alive, that you are present here today, inside and among us. We praise, we worship, and adore you. Amen. Dear friends, Christ has risen. He is risen indeed. Live your resurrected life today. And remember that you are loved and you are never, ever alone.